NTPA Power Unlimited from Bowling Green, Ohio, just a little bit south of Toledo. Doc Riley with you. Tom Hartz will be trackside. And Tom, it's the Unlimited Modified class. You run what you brung, and you hope you bring enough.
That's right, Doc. It's the blower motors against the turbines out here tonight. The first one to 300 foot and the farthest past 300 foot is what's going to win it all here in Bowling Green in 1999.
It should be a great cat fight here. Points are on the line, and also the championship ring is on the line. The Unlimited Modified. Let's hook our first one right now. And the first one to roll out of the gate in front of a big crowd here at Bowling Green is Mike Piper out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. Just add dirt. Mike has had troubles this year. It's the first time he's had his vehicle out for the entire season. He's a real game player. He's won here at Bowling Green before. He knows how to get to victory lane. But this tractor just buttoned back together, coming out to play here at the National Tractor Bowling Championships. You want to put a bet on somebody? Right out of the gate, Mike Piper may be your man. The only thing against him right now, first time out this season. Just got the vehicle put back together. Looked a little light on the nose, 273.94 for Mr. Mike Piper. Here's a guy that's been up, down, and all around, had good success. Dave Richardson, Litchfield, Kentucky, in a big old bad Kodiak Bear. Always a smile on his face. Would love to bust into the points right here. Currently fourth right now in NTPA Grand National Pulling Circuit points. A good showing here at Bowling Green can put the Kodiak Bear #1. But before that can happen, he's got to be able to put this tractor out by 300 feet. Dave Richardson, the Kodiak, next. Had the good run going, had to stab that brake, 252.88.
Well, David, I tell you what, about half track, it seemed to float to the left. What happened tonight?
The track's a little better than I thought it was. It's pulling that way a little bit. Took a little weight off the front, moved the back. Classic example of driver error.
Well, and that happens from time to time. We all know it.
You run what you brung, and you hope you brung enough. Dave Archer, the Pioneer. We'll see his Hunter Cappy a little bit later on in the class. These guys have been hurting a little bit in this division right here. They're down an engine in Dave Archer's ride. Let's see what he can do. The Pioneer out of Lowell, Ohio. A tough Buckeye puller here, battling at Bowling Green, Ohio. Wife comes in to help out a little bit. They're a very tight-knit family here, the Archers are. They pull all of the United States as a family. The first of their two tractors on the line. Dave Archer with the green flag. A picture-perfect run for Archer. A little slow, though, 267.38. That engine hurt him.
Well, Dave, I'll tell you what, for being short one motor, a nice hook for the Pioneer tractor.
Thanks a lot, Tom. We appreciate it. Captain and I really wanted to run in this event tonight, and we may be a little bit short. We'll do the best with what we got.
This next group, probably the feel-good story of the Unlimited Modified division here of this year. The Martin brothers started the season off with a couple of trick setups. Didn't work, so they kind of backpedaled a little bit. And now they've able to put together a couple of great runs. Tom and Rodney Martin out of Bonnie, Illinois, continue to just get after it. They've had championships in the NTPA before in the modified class. Stepping up here on the Unlimited, Rodney Martin gets the ride out of Bonnie, Illinois. These guys can unleash a whole lot of power. Let's see if they can get it done here. Vibration, they rattle down the track, but your new leaders at 285.34. Tom Hartzell has comments.
Well, Rodney Martin, right now, 285.3. You're the lead tractor. You think it's going to hold up?
Well, it's hard to say right now. There's a lot of good equipment. We got off on the right side a little bit, and it's a little soft over there. But we'll see. There's a lot of good equipment to run yet in the class.
One thing I noticed, you got down about 250, 60 foot. You had an awful bad vibration. What do you think that is?
Well, we've got in our drive line, we've got a mechanism we call a misaligner that actually centers with RPM. I'm thinking right now we've got one that didn't center properly.
The Martin boys out in front with that 285.34. Steve Klingenberg, Holland, Michigan, the Bad Habit. He's not too far from home. He has had an outstanding past couple of weeks on tour, actually picking up his first win of the year. I don't think he still jumped off that cloud to come back here to the Mother Earth. Bad Habit, Steve Klingenberg, puts 5 engines on here, and he is ready to go. Would love to pick up a win at Bowling Green. He finished no higher than 3rd here at this place before, but in his 33rd year of pulling here at Bowling Green, gives Steve Klingenberg a chance to become a champion. Tightens the chain, going after 285 and some change. Klingenberg didn't get the front end up and went across the track too. 73.42 for the Bad Habit team. Well, here's a guy that stepped up. He was a pro stock puller, and this year he is 2nd in unlimited toys and 2nd in the lighter class, the modified class. Not bad for his first year behind all of these engines. It's Bill Voorhees out of Argus, Indiana, the Orient Express. I think he's taken a lot of that pro stock knowledge, reading the track and finding the right groove, and has put it into the seat here in this tough running unlimited. Bill Voorhees, a full pull, and he had to work for it. A nice run for the Orient Express.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Bill Morris, I thought when you had to jump on the brake, it was going to cost you dearly, but it was the right move to make out here because you gated it a 300-foot full pull this evening.
I'll tell you what, I had good momentum, and I didn't hit on the brake as hard as it looked. It just a good hard tap, and we came out, and it just felt fantastic. And I was needing a good run this weekend because I've absolutely just screwed up driving big time all weekend.
Well, I think you're currently running number 2, so that's got to put you right up there in the hunt.
Oh, yeah, we're not giving up on Gardner yet, and I tell you what, this is my favorite class. This tractor hooks so much better at 5 than 4. I don't know why, but we'll just hammer again.
A reason to be happy with that full pull to lead the class. Another competitor that's gone from another NTPA division and jumped up here into the Unlimiteds is Bruce Law of Zeeland, Michigan. Show no mercy. He was a mini rod puller before, but a mini rod's 2,000 pounds, 200 horsepower, right there in your lap. Now he moves up to all these engines right in front of him. He's had good success this season. He would like to be able to uncork a big one here. The reason they want to win Bowling Green, 33 years of pulling history, the ring, the bragging rights, the respect, and when you come back next year, you get the best parking place on grounds. This guy right here would love to be able to taste victory. It is Bruce Law, Show No Mercy. Tractor is taking its toll here on the track. That is Bruce Law, 263.02. Getting set now for Bob Jostock, Lapeer, Michigan, the Wild Child. Jostock, one of those competitors that if you take him for granted, he's probably going to go by you. Right now, he's got his work cut out for him. Bill Voorhees right now with the full pull. So Jostock really has to make sure that his game is right here. Of that chassis for Jostock, 286.78, puts him in 2nd place.
Well, Bob, I'll tell you what, 286 and 7 is not going to be enough to get you into that 1st place hunt here tonight, but a nice run for the Wild Child.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tom. It felt pretty good. I was on the brake pretty hard there, but it's a good run. I could have left the foot off the brake and could have got off the end.
Well, that's where you touch that brake, and it can cost you dearly in the sport of truck and tractor pulling. They'll say, the pullers do say, that it can cost you up to 10 foot of distance, and that's what may have happened out here for Bob Jostock in the Wild Child this evening.
Thanks. Welcome back to Bowling Green, Ohio, Pull Town, USA. Tom Hartzell's caught up with another one of our unlimited modified competitors.
We're here this afternoon with a member of the powerful modified tractor division of the Power Unlimited series with the National Tractor Pulling Association, Bill Voorhees, the Orient Express out of Argus, Indiana. Bill, being a farmer by trade, why the modified tractor division?
Well, years ago, Tom, as you know, I pulled pro stock for many years, but and it was a nice class, but I'd see the banners and the anglers, and all that horsepower, and I used to, you know, they just made the ground shake, and I thought, you know, if I'm going to go back to the pulling, I want to do, I envied them guys, why not do what I envied, and that's why I'm here, and so far I've not been disappointed.
No, you know, the new setup, is it a different learning process or a different process to learn to drive a mod compared to the pro stocks or the super stocks that you've owned before?
Yeah, it's a lot different. With the pro stocks, you need every ounce of horsepower you got just right away. And with these here, if you give them everything you got right away, you burn your tires up and you go nowhere. So you got to kind of feel the chassis and feel how it starts to hook up, and then throttle on into it. And it's a learning curve, but it's an easy one to learn. The biggest thing is just keeping everything where it's running together and not fighting with each other.
Bill Voorhees, the Orient Express, whether it's smoke or noise, has been a success in everything he's tried in the sport of truck and tractor pulling.
And Bill Voorhees is our leader, the only one with a full pull in the class. Well, we've seen V8 engines, we've seen one turbine. Now let's go to the other end of the aircraft spectrum and bring you Brian Dakeman's Rat Poison, garaged out of Northwood, Ohio. This Allison V12 for power. Got an ox-stage blower on there and turbocharged as well, so this bad boy can create lots of horsepower. Brian Dakeman right now seeing if he can beat Bill Voorhees and force a pull-off here at Bowling Green. .52, not going to get it done in the unlimited class, but look out, this guy's a terror when they run the lighter modifieds. Speaking of those lighter modifieds, in NTPA bowling, we've got the modified class, a 4-engine class, and the unlimited modifieds. This guy right here, Doug Downs in the Predator, is the points leader in that modified class, and he's not going to throw on a 5th motor. He's going to run with 4 and hope to be able to crack into some things. Downs, a champion from last year, his entire Predator team focused on winning. Running here in the unlimited modified class, your points leader from the modified, Doug Downs. Four engines, not bad, too. 79.46. Going to put him in the money, but not in the lead. Ah, there you hear it. Another one of those turbines. These are former helicopter engines, but the turbine that they use here does not use its thrust. It uses the power of the turbine back to a turbine wheel. That's converted into power that turns the back drive shaft of these modifieds. The unlimited modified competitor here, LD Nation, former national champion in the 2-wheel drive class, left to go drag racing, came back, put this beautiful Ford T55 Indian Outlaw together on the track. Not a whole lot for LD Nation, 254 and some change for the man from Butler, Missouri.
Well, LD, I tell you what, you looked a tad heavy on the nose, but I'm also noticing something you cannot see, and that's the wrinkle on the rear tires.
Yeah, I had some wrinkle on the rear tires. One of my engines didn't run. I didn't have the RPMs up, didn't have the wheel speed, so my tires were too low.
And that's just how it is. With the air pressure, everything's got to work correctly.
Yeah, the thing of it is, when you lose one engine, it slows your wheel speed down, then your air's not right, and then they're too low.
Next up, another look at the Lowell, Ohio-based pulling team of the Archer family. This is Kathy Archer, who this summer has graduated from high school and is going to start a college career, the Wagon Master. Kathy Archer, Lowell, Ohio right now. Got that front up there a little bit light, 260.90 bat for Kathy Archer. Well, here comes another one of those potent aircraft engine-powered vehicles. Gardner Stone, the man from Middlebury, Vermont, in the General. T54, T55 Lycoming turbine engines. Gardner Stone has been a champion almost every single year in this decade, and he'd like to do it again. He's won the championship ring here at Bowling Green unprecedented twice. He's looking to make that 3 right here. He currently is the Grand National Pulling Circuit points leader, and he's been doing nothing but win, win, win. Let's see if he can get the old Simpico, the General, down the track here. A lot of guys use Simpico oil. Gardner uses their potent gear lube. Let's see what the old General can do as he gets set to light them up. Gardner Stone goes by 300 feet. We will have a pull-off. Gardner Stone taking on Bill Voorhees. Tom, what do you think?
It's pull-off time here with the Unlimited Modified. Is it going to be the aluminum V8 power or the turbine power here in the finals of the Unlimited Modified here tonight?
Well, unusually, the matchup right now has number 1 against number 2 in the Grand National points. Bill Voorhees right here, number 2, not only in the Unlimited Modified, but the Modifieds as well. Looking to go by 300 feet here to take home a win at Bowling Green. Boy, what a great year this guy has had. He's been able to win some events, been able to stay very consistent, and a win here at Bowling Green would probably put the capper next to a championship for Bill Voorhees. The Orient Express on the line, V8 power, head towards 300 feet. What a game player, 300.4, just past that magic mark.
Well, Bill, I'll tell you what, 300.4, I don't know if it's going to be enough or not.
Gardner looked pretty awesome that first run, but we ain't giving up yet.
Well, it's up to Gardner Stone. Many times in a pull-off situation, the General has a tendency to lay down a little bit because it overheats. But Gardner said they've tried a couple of different things to be able to bring that temperature back into a normal operating range and be able to get this tractor almost to perfection the second time it runs. 300.4, that's what Bill Voorhees has, and Gardner Stone right now has his work cut out for him. A tough night here at Bowling Green as he lights them up.
Yeah, there were the pom-poms as well, but if you...
G. Stone, 300.6.
Well, Gardner, I tell you what, you laid down 2 of the prettiest passes in the Unlimited Modified Tractor class tonight, and you won the class with a 306-1. You got to feel great.
Oh, this is great. To win at Bowling Greens is what everybody wants to do. A lot of tough competition, and we're very, very pleased.
We'll be right back with the Unlimited.
Another win for Gardner Stone. Here's a look at your top 5 and a good call out to Doug Downs. Stay with us. R&L Carriers, a carrier you can count on for all of your LTL needs. With our 32-year point lead with the win, he's standing by with Tom Hartzell in Victory Lane.
We're here tonight in the NTPA's Power Unlimited Winner Circle with Gardner Stone, the operator driver of the General Stage 4. Gardner, I'll tell you what, Bill Voorhees laid down a couple nice passes also, but you did what you had to do to win it here tonight in Bowling Green.
Bill's a tough competitor, and anytime you can sneak around him, you've done a good job. He's very, very good, and we got lucky, laid down some good passes, and we just got lucky, you know.
Well, and you know that's awful tough to do. The horsepower, the tire speed, it all goes together to create winning runs, and that's what you put together tonight, back to back.
Thank you. It felt real good. The track can get a little bit tricky here, and we managed to hook it up and keep it going.
Well, again, that's what it takes to win. You pay attention to your fellow competitors, and good things happen, and it happened to Gardner Stone, the General Stage 4 here tonight, as he is the champion of the Unlimited Modified here in Bowling Green, Ohio.
R&L Carriers, a carrier you can count on for all of your LTL needs. With our third, meet one of the competitors that'll be in round 2, the very special Larry Kester.
They say that the wildest ride on wheels is the 2,000-pound mini rods. Today, I've got a member of the mini rod division sitting beside me right now, Larry Kester and the Footloose. Larry, I'll tell you what kind of ride is it?
Well, if you take a full-length dragster and put that motor on 8 foot of frame and then dump the throttle on dirt, it's you can expect a pretty wild ride because you don't have that length to keep it straight. You know, the funny cars will get more squirrely. The sprint cars will get more squirrely. This thing is compact. You still have the same horsepower, and it creates a pretty wild ride because you have a balancing act. You have to have the weight right. The gear has to be right. You want the tractor to come up off the ground a little bit. The front end maybe 1 foot to 2 foot, but sometimes they go 3 or 4 feet, and when they do that, they'll turn left, they'll turn right. Ruts in the track, you know, it's as good as it gets.
Well, Larry, you know, and all of us that are involved in the sport of tractor pulling realize that when the front end comes up on a pulling vehicle, you have to steer it with brakes. And ladies and gentlemen, what makes Larry Koester an inspiration to all of us is the fact that he lost his legs in an accident here several years ago and is still able to compete at the national level in the mini rod division. Larry, just a little bit about the accident and what makes you tick.
I've always been a competitor, and my other goal was to show people that, you know, just because you have a problem, a physical handicap or whatever, you can still get out here and do that. I mean, you can still compete. I never wanted to be known as handicapped. I wanted to be known as short. I named my tractor Footloose for the simple reason that it's kind of the higher side of a bad situation. You know, it's and that's me. I'm footloose and fancy-free, and if I can help 1 or 2 of those people get back to a normal life, maybe that's why this all happened.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, he is a top-notch individual, a top-notch human being, and he may not always finish in the #1 spot as far as the mini rod division goes, but he has the #1 goal in life, and that's to give to others who may need.
Stay with us, more to come.
You can jab him in the ribs. You can try to turn him over. You can put a pillow over his head, but...
Welcome back to Poletown, USA, Bowling Green, Ohio, just south of Toledo. Hi, everybody. I'm Doc Riley for NTPA Power Limited. Join me on the broadcast, Tom Hartzell. Tom, they call them pro stockers. They do a lot of smoke as they burn that diesel. Should be a good class. Big in numbers, high on performance.
Over 40 pro stocks here this week and in competition, Doc, and I tell you what, I don't care whether it's red or green or anything in between, you never know who's going to win. The pro stockers, the green ones, they seem to be dominant right now, but those red ones are in the chase any given time.
43 competitors came here to Bowling Green to tackle this tough track. Now in tractor pulling, if a competitor gets by 300 feet, he's the winner. If more than one competitor does it, you have what's known as a pull-off. You reweight the sled, you come back in round 2, and that's how you determine a winner. Only 9 tractors beat the track here at Bowling Green. A real tough challenge. Now, before we get to that pull-off action, let's take a look back at some of the other top runners who didn't make the big dance here at Poletown, USA. Bill Miller has been pulling for about 18 years. He brought 2 red tractors. His first ride, the CRUISIN Mule, had problems at 50 feet. Miller would finish uncharacteristically in 35th place. Forrest Thompson from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, has 3 years' experience. His John Deere 4255 fought hard but scored a 30th place finish with his Deere Country ride. New Palestine, Indiana's Tim Kane in the Red Gambler has a tough run at 1066. Kane rolled a 289.74. That's good enough for 19th place. Lawrence Klein has been points champion on the regional level, and his John Deere 4320 is a force to be reckoned with. But today, his Green Gate Deere finished 18th with a 290-foot effort. Mike Cheesick from Newton, Wisconsin, aboard the Just Blowing Smoke, a winner earlier this season, finished 15th with a hook of 293.46. Now, for over 35 years, this next puller has been and still is one of the best. Carl Smith's Night Moves is a tough run and ride, but at the 33rd Annual National Tractor Pulling Championship, the Greenfield, Indiana driver wound up 14th. Now, we saw Bill Miller earlier on his CRUISIN Mule. Now the Dubuque, Iowa puller rode the Red Mule to a 12th place effort and a 297.04 stop. When you pull a pro stock in the Midwest and in Ohio, you are probably going to end up behind Mike Linder. He's been one of the best in the business. Today, however, the Edison, Ohio native would finish up 11th with a 297.06 effort. It really is a game of inches. And so close, but yet so far away. Trent Boyd of Washington, Ohio, drove his bite and binder hard, but fell just short of the 300-foot mark. Boyd is 10th overall, 299.72, just missing a spot in our pull-off. Now let's get to that pull-off. 9 competitors take to the track. The sled has been readjusted, and it's time to determine a winner here at the National Tractor Pulling Championship. And the first of 9 in our pull-off, a John Deere, that darn deer. Chris Little, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, will bring her to the line here. You know, the NTPA has over 60 pro stocks registered and licensed to run in the United States and Canada. 43 of those top runners ended up here at Old Town, USA, and only 9 are left. We're in the pull-off. It's round number 2. This guy's got a good opportunity right here to make a real name for himself at Bowling Green. In this top 9, only a handful have tasted victory here at this 300-foot track right south of Toledo. Chris Little, that darn dare, the first one in our pull-off here, hoping to make some pull-off history at Bowling Green. You saw the nose of that tractor porpoising a little bit, coming up and down a little light on the front end. 289.6, that for Chris Little.
Well, Chris, I tell you what, 289 and 6. You've got 8 more tractors coming up. You think it's going to hold up?
I doubt if it holds. I got pretty squirrely down there to get on the brakes awful bad. There's too much good iron back there. I don't think she'll hold.
Well, we'll see in a few minutes.
You can never bet against this guy or his brother. A couple of green streaks here. Boyd and Sons coming to the line out of Washington, Indiana. This is the green streak number 2. Greg Boyd, one of those younger fellows that's here in pro stock pulling that's really made his name for himself on the NTPA Grand National Pulling Circuit Trail. Pro stock pullers will pull all over the United States and have a limited number of hooks in the Grand National Series. So they kind of barnstorm throughout Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and every once in a while, they move into Pennsylvania. This is one guy to keep in mind for the years to come. Greg Boyd, the new generation of puller. They've really buttoned together everything right and tight. It's the green streak to Greg Boyd. Boyd has the front of that tractor weighted perfectly, 294.18. He's the leader and a tough mark to beat.
Well, Greg, you just stuffed the John Deere, the Green Streak 2 out in front by 5 foot. You feel pretty good about that run?
Yeah, we feel pretty good about it. You know, it takes a lot of luck. There's so many tractors. We just got to thank the good Lord for giving us the opportunity to be here, and you know, thank all the fair committee of the NTPA and all the great sponsors.
Well, that's what it's all about. You're setting out in the driver's seat right now.
Thank you very much.
What a great effort right there. What a great pull. Monte McCoy up next, dusk till dawn, another tough running deer. This is 60-30. It's garaged out of Warsaw, Ohio. And in our pull-off, we see Pennsylvania, Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois all represented. 9 competitors here. Greg Boyd leads at 294.18. And now Monte McCoy. Another fine-looking run for the green squad. Monte McCoy, dusk till dawn, 290.54. That's second place.
Well, Monte, 290 and 5 is going to be good enough for second place right now.
Yeah, it was a pretty good pull, but I don't know if it'll stand up. There's a lot of good ones back there yet.
You got a few behind you.
Yes, there is, and they're the best there is.
Well, the dusk till dawn, still a strong running John Deere.
Yeah, we keep trying, and it seems like we keep improving it, so we're going to keep right on at it.
We started this class talking about the red and the green, the John Deeres against the Internationals. Here's a red tractor for a 966 International, Carl Snyder, Yates City, Illinois, aboard the Thumper. Right now, our leading distance at 294.18. For Carl Snyder, a good gamey effort, 284.84. That's going to put him down in the result sheet.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sonny, just a little bit short this time down the track.
Wasn't good enough. Well, next time, we got a little out of shape. We didn't drive it the way we'd like to have.
That'll happen, a little out of shape from time to time. Greg Boyd leads the class. Stay with us. More pulling coming up on NTPA Power Unlimited.
You guys ready to spread some holiday cheer at 56K?
Come on. Welcome back to Bowling Green, Ohio. Before we get to our pull-up action, let's take a look at a classic puller, Mr. Bill Miller. Pro stock pulling. Some people say you just put some fuel in it, head down the track. Not the case. Bill Miller, well, what a tough couple of days you've had, man. What exactly has happened to the old mule?
Well, it looks like it's been laying down on us big time, but, you know, it started out the first of the week, had some pistons burned, now the injection pump, so maybe later on today we'll have it running and come out there, and I'd like to warm up on those deers. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I sure would like to see it.
When you look at a pro stock class, man, there's a lot of people entered, and if you look through a pro stock roster, there's guys that have won here at Bowling Green that are champions, you know, first-time guys. It's not an old man class either. There's some young up-and-comers as well.
Oh, yes, there is. There's every day there's new tractors out there, and there's so many out there right now. It's tough. Anybody can win it. If, you know, it's just a lot of the luck of the draw and how your iron's put together.
Let's talk a little about the red and the green controversy or whatever else. Why do you think people kind of go for that so much? Is it just the fact that everyone's involved in agriculture and farming and that type of thing, or does it go a little deeper than that?
Well, I suppose that has a lot to do with it. You know, John Deere is well-known as well as, like, international, but most of the people that do the pulling are farmers at one time or the other, and if they grew up with green, well, that's what they want. If they grew up with red, well, then they're after the red.
What would be your crowning achievement in pulling? What do you think is your best thing that you've ever done? What really sticks out in your mind as the biggest accomplishment?
Oh, I don't know. I've won a lot of them, but the one I would like to win is here yet. We've come close to that a few years ago. Probably the greatest time we had was on the snake. John Lorenz invited me over to Columbus and to pull with him, and I went over and I beat him 2 nights in a row, beat him, and come over here. We tied for the Buckeye Challenge. I guess that was probably the greatest.
Lots of great competition in the pro stock ranks, and one of the reasons this guy right here, hopefully he'll be able to snap her all back up and get ready to pull again. Greg Boyd leads the class. Stay with us. More pulling coming up on NTPA Power Unlimited.
I'd always been into electronics.
Like what you do?
But I just thought there wasn't time.
Do what you like.
Then I thought...
4.18. Coming to the line right now, Scott Snyder, Edison, Ohio, the road farmer. The 1997 Grand National Pulling Circuit champ, 600 cubic inches in the old road farmer, a John Deere 4240. Now, Scott's been pulling for about 20 years, and that goes all the way back to farm stock and the lower classes. Now he's moved up right here with a good-looking team and a very tough-running John Deere. The Nature's Fertilizer road farmer, 600 big cubic inches underneath those side shields. If anyone can get by 294 and some change, it's this cat right here. Didn't have the weight right there, 280.32. This track is throwing these guys some curveballs.
Well, Scott, you come up a little bit short this time, 280 and some change. Leader's out at 294. What happened?
It's a little too light on the nose, that run.
Noticed that.
Yeah, we thought we left it the same, but we should add a little bit.
Well, I think you're seeing the track change several times in this class here tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to keep from that. We got so many tractors, you just can't never tell what it's going to do.
You know, the trend of the 90s has been multiple teams. We've seen it in drag racing with John Force and Pendragon. You see it in Winston Cup racing all the time. And to a certain extent, you see it here in pro stock pulling. Another green streak tractor. Now, your eyes are not deceiving you. It's Boyd and Sons coming back out. Greg Boyd has the lead with 294.18. This is his brother, Mike Boyd. This tractor also drives out of Washington, Indiana. It's simply titled the Green Streak. Right now, Green Streak 2 and his brother in the lead. And this guy hoping to be able to get close to that leader or maybe go by him. 294.18. Mike Boyd right now has got that on his mind. And there's a lot to think about. As you start to build the boost right here, you'll see that smoke go from that gray to black. And that means the water, the fuel, all of it in there, building that pressure. You release the clutch, and then you're on for a wild ride. This class right here, this track has been throwing guys from side to side. Let's see if Mike Boyd's got it all figured out. A team effort here. National Tractor Pulling Championship. He popped that clutch and was meant for business. 292.02 puts him in a solid second place.
Well, Mike, brother Greg setting out in the lead right now. He put 2 foot on you, but you're setting in a solid second place.
Yeah, we don't care which one of us wins. We're just happy to be up here.
Truly a family venture.
Yes, we're happy. We're both happy. Being a top 10 here is great.
The brothers have first and second locked up, but right now, one of the toughest red tractors in the business out of Warren, Illinois, the Fuelish Pleasure. Gary Brinkmeyer right now. Super stock tractors can use alcohol, propane, or diesel. When you come pro stock pulling, you can only use the diesel fuel. You're limited to 1 turbocharger, and you're limited to 680 cubic inches in between the side shields. This guy's got it all right and tight right now. Let's see if he can move the old Ironside sled past 294 and some change. It is Gary Brinkmeyer. One for the red team. Brinkmeyer giving it a gamey effort, 289.92. May put him in the top 5. Not going to put him in the lead.
Gary, 289 and 9. I don't think it's obviously going to get the job done tonight, but I think it's solid third right now.
Well, thank you. That's about as good as we could do her tonight. We just didn't hook up good enough down at the other end there.
Well, John Deere fans, it looks like you might just have the win wrapped up here at Bowling Green. Only 2 competitors left, and the Iron Dragon comes to the line now. For 12 years, Larry Shope's been pulling out of Bellevue, Ohio. This John Deere 4430 is the reigning Grand National Pulling Circuit champion. This guy comes to the line and always puts on one heck of a show. The Iron Dragon is a tough running John Deere 4430. Beautiful looking mural on the side of it, but looks can be deceiving. I tell you one thing, this guy's probably a sure bet here at Bowling Green. If anyone can get by the brothers Boyds, it's this guy. How tough a track this is. It threw him to one side, the nose way up in the air, 291.56. That's going to put him right now unofficially in third place.
Well, Larry, 291 and 5's got you in third place with 1 tractor to go. You'll probably take the lead for the 1999 point championship, being Larry Klein didn't make it into the finals. You got to feel pretty good about that run.
Yeah, we do. We feel real happy with that. I'd like to drove a little bit straighter than I did on that run, but I'll take that up here.
Well, you were real concerned, I know, before the pull-off on what lane to take here with the Iron Dragon tonight. What made you decide to take the one that you did?
Well, we'd watched all of them run. It just seemed like it was a little bit better track over here on the left, but I really wish I'd have been a little farther than I was.
Not a bad effort for third. Final competitor here at Bowling Green. The field was 43. 9 of them went by 300 feet. In our pull-off right now, the leading distance at 294.18. The Boyd brothers have first, second, and another John Deere in third. This is Don Masterson. Grandview, Indiana, calls his John Deere the TINKERTOY. We will see if he has had the entire class to be able to watch He's taken all the notes. He's had all the opportunity to change the weight on this tractor, get it right and tight. Let's see what can happen here with Don Masterson. Masterson rolls a little gamble, a little smoke coming out of the side shields there, 273.78, a tow tractor on the way.
Dennis, what happened? It sounded awful rough when you come off the line.
I either busted a fuel line or something in the fuel. I got fuel running out of the side over here.
Not a good situation.
No.
The lack of fuel and the combination of air and fuel is what creates horsepower, and it obviously was not.
Yeah, it was missing coming down through there. I was really surprised to get what I got out of it.
John Deere takes the top 4 spots at Bowling Green. The Boyd brothers capture first and second. The winner's circle next from Bowling Green. For power, performance, and reliability, you just can't beat SMCCOY lubricants. Whether it's on the track, down the road, or on the farm, SMCCOY has superior engine oils and fuel additives. SMCCOY greases and lubricants keep your machinery like new. From the farm to the track, SMCCOY is the quality leader in manufacturing engine oils, lubricants, fuel additives, and industrial paints and coatings. For your nearest independent sales distributor, call the Central Petroleum Company. SMCCOY, the name you can trust for quality and performance.
On top of today's stories.
Fox Sports News has learned.
On the scene with the biggest stars.
Is this a great showcase for baseball, Ken?
Up to the minute, every night.
Fly ball, deep right field. This baby's over. Here's Flutie rolling out. Touchdown.
Keith Olbermann, Kevin Frazier, and the primetime team all over the world of sports.
Paris,
Los Angeles,
Houston,
Augusta,
Miami, St. Louis,
New York. Fox Sports News primetime. Miss it, miss out.
Trust me on this.
This month on Speed Vision, it's the Year in Racing Specials. NASCAR Winston West from Japan. The American Le Mans Series from Road Atlanta, Laguna Seca, and San Diego. American Thunder brings you Performance on a Budget. And at the Lost Drive-In, it's the classic Winning, starring Paul Newman, and it's Richard Gere in Breathless.
So turn on Speed Vision. Where men are men, and insurance agents are nervous.
Welcome back to Bowling Green. A look at the points. Larry Shope finished in third. He's got the points lead. Let's get to the winner's circle. Here's Tom Hartzell.
In the Power Unlimited 10,000-pound Pro Stock class here tonight at Bowling Green, the young man out of Indiana, Greg Boyd, the Green Streak 2, won it all in a hotly contested contest. Greg, I'll tell you what, you beat your brother by just a couple foot. You've got to feel very, very proud to win here at Bowling Green.
Yeah, if there's any place to win, this is the place to win. We feel pretty fortunate.
You know, as many tractors were in the class, there were 43 of them that you went up against, actually, here in the class. To come out on top is just a fantastic win for the Boyd family.
Yeah, it's a great honor. We just have to, we got so many people to thank. Got to thank the good Lord first for giving us the opportunity to be here.
Now, I'm assuming from the way you're talking to me, this is your first win at Bowling Green.
Yeah, last year, my dad ran on Sunday and got second. First couple days he didn't do so well, and last year was our first year. So we had some learning to do, and we got a lot more learning to do. We're just lucky to hit the right gear tonight and the right weights, and just lucked out and made a good pass.
So in his second season in the seat of the Green Streak 2, the young man from Indiana wins it all here tonight, the 10,000-pound Pro Stock champion, Greg Boyd.
Congratulations go out to the Boyd brothers and to the Northwest Ohio Tractor Pullers Association for one great event. For Tom Hartzell, I'm Doc Riley. We'll see you again next week. When you feel the power, you know the NTPA Grand National Pulling Circuit has come to town. NTPA Power Unlimited has been brought to you by these fine sponsors. as Lou